Hello friends and welcome back. If you're new here, please do not troll me. I do deep dives on the internet and I thought I'd talk about how I think Looksmaxxing shouldn't just be for men. Discussing a little bit about why I'm doing it and yeah, just a little chat about Looksmaxxing. So Looksmaxxing is an online subculture primarily among young men on TikTok and forums focused on maximizing physical attractiveness to achieve an ideal face and body. It ranges from soft maxing, grooming, skincare, fitness, to dangerous hard maxing, bone smashing, and risky procedures. So I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the manosphere, but this actually really interests me, this new phenomenon of looksmaxing, because obviously as women, we've known for centuries that being pretty, being attractive is literally all that matters in the world if you're a female. Women know this. But obviously the more we're online, it seems to be affecting men more now. I don't really want to give other creators like a bit of clout for what they're doing, but you'll probably, if you've clicked on this video, you'll know the creators that I'm kind of talking about. But I thought it's more interesting to talk about as women. As women, should we looksmax to get a man? And, you know, I've been down the rabbit hole of this in my life. I've been on camera, I've lost weight on camera, I've been bigger on camera, particularly when I started off in the pandemic. Like everyone in the pandemic, I put on a serious amount of weight. And I didn't really notice until I was on camera. That's the thing, there's two sides to you. There's in real life. In real life, I was a happy, bubbly person, could always get a date, had no issue. And then I noticed as soon as I was on camera, oh, the rest of the world sees me a different way. The rest of the world doesn't see me how I see myself. I feel like I've changed a lot over the years, and I feel, particularly now, I'm feeling it's time to looksmax. Sadly, it's time for me to looksmax to go to the next level. If I want to do this professionally, I know I need to looksmax. I need to be thin, I need to be skinny. I need to be skinny to make it. And that's just the hard truth of how the world works for women. And, you know, I've tried to do this job as someone not in a thin body, and it just doesn't work. Like, I've tried to do it, and it doesn't work. The algorithm itself pushes only primarily thin white women. That is what the algorithm pushes. There isn't a lot of room for diversity. And I'm talking, if you want to be a content creator, fine. But I am talking about being in the big leagues. I want to be in the big leagues. I want to be on Chris Williamson, Rogan. I'm talking about the big leagues. If I want to get in the big leagues, I need to be skinny. I can't be the self-improvement motivator that's fat. And I know that. And that's why I've decided recently, well, it hasn't really been recently, it's been all along, but it's that I need to get my body in the right place so that people take me seriously. And it's just a shame. It's just how the algorithm works. And I think of, say, someone like Wizard Liz. I think to myself, would Wizard Liz have got to as big as she has become if she was an obese African-American woman? And I generally think she wouldn't. I generally think part of Liz's appeal was that she was Eurocentric. She was white, she was skinny. I mean, I'm not shitting on her, but I look at pictures of her now and she doesn't look well. She looks mentally unwell. And as someone that has been through it as well, I can tell and I can see when a fellow person is unwell. And I think, would she have been that successful if she wasn't any of those things? Would Wizard Liz have been successful if she was obese? No, she wouldn't. Would she have been successful if she was a different colour? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh my God. Would she have been as successful in a different colour? Probably not. And that's not me laying into the victim mindset of like, woe is me. That is just saying how the world is. I use certain things to my advantage. I'm British, use that to my advantage. I have big boobs, I use that to my advantage. In life, you literally just use what you have. and that's what you run with. I've been feeling for a while that I need to Looksmaxx. I need to concentrate more on my fitness journey. I feel like it's the time. I feel like it's the time to get my body in the right place, so people take me seriously. I mean, if you want to be in this job, you need a thick skin. You know that people are going to pick up on certain points in your appearance, and you know that. And I've never cried at a hate comment, but I cried at one. And the hate comment said, "I'll take advice from you when you stop eating cakes every 3 hours." And it's the only hate comment that ever made me cry. It wasn't actually the comment itself, funny enough. It was that 5 people had liked it. And at this point, 100 people had watched my video, 100 odd, and 5 people out of 100 had liked it. And that's what made me cry, because I thought, wow, these are so-called subscribers that are liking this comment. And they're not really subscribers. They're people that aren't subscribed, but they just hate watching. And you will get a fair bit of that if you're online. You will get people that literally just hate watch you. That's part of the game. I cried at this comment because I knew it was true. I knew, not true as in I was eating cakes every 3 hours, but true because I knew that's what people were thinking about me. People were thinking, she can't give advice, she's overweight, she's unqualified to be on camera telling people what to do, because she can't control what she eats. She can't control her food. And it is a bit more complicated than that, because if you know anything about food and eating, it's not just a physically of eating the food. It's the, can you afford the food? Can you afford gym access? Can you afford this and that? It's not just simply, oh, I'll just get a box of organic meat from Butcher Box and my life will be fine. It's a lot more complicated than that. And people that honestly can't see the link between obesity and wealth are honestly stupid. The two are intrinsically linked. You can't separate them. So this is why I've decided it's time now. It's time to Looksmaxx. The thing is, I'm not going down the like the hard maxing route. I'm not doing anything to my face. I don't think you should change your face if you want to be. This is the thing. I get it. I see people in the public eye that are like much more successful than me, and they've changed parts of their face, they've changed parts of their body, and I get it, because I get scrutiny on such a small level compared to the top players, the big players, especially the women. Their looks are getting picked apart every day. She's too this, she's too fat, her nose is too big, etc. And there's parts of my body that I know people are going to pick up on. The bigger I get, the more eyes on me, the more people that see me, I know people are going to pick apart certain parts of my body. I know that. But I just feel that Looksmaxxing in general, it's how the game works. It's what you need to do to be successful. It's, you know what, even in terms of me not being successful, just in terms of dating, I was fed up of getting ignored by men. I was fed up of sending men a DM, wanting to network, getting ignored. Who knows, maybe if I look different, I'd be more successful. Who knows? That is the thing with the algorithm. It just brings out the worst in everyone, and it just makes people so insecure, because we know that it's true. People say it's just an algorithm, but all it's doing is it's just feeding back real life. Maybe to not the same extent, but it is still feeding back to us how the real world is, i.e. the people that are prettiest get the best men. And that's not fair. I mean, all the stuff that I went through last year and this year, it's because I couldn't command a boyfriend to pay for stuff. I didn't have that resource from a man. And yeah, you can say that a lot of people on the internet saying, oh, my man pays for everything, they are lying a lot of the time. A lot of the time, their social media is bankrolling the whole scenario. But again, it's women just pitting themselves against each other trying to outdo each other. Oh, there's this really good quote I found when I was reading the book. Fat is a feminist issue, and it's a really good book. You should read that if you have issues with food, issues with eating. It covers both sides of it. It covers if you eat too much and you binge eat, and it also covers the other way if you starve yourself and have restrictive eating patterns. And one of the quotes in it really stuck with me. A woman's success in the world continues largely to be regarded as a reflection of her husband's status. In this battle for social survival, women are essentially competing on the basis of their sex appeal, while other aspects of their personality are viewed as attributes to be paraded in the attempt to secure a man. So as on the tin, what it says, a woman's status is still defined by the status of their man. That's why ultimately people will never care how successful I am. They'll be like, well, how successful is your husband? Is your husband paying the bills, etc.? A woman's status is still defined by her husband's status, and it always will be. That's why there's Looksmaxxing. That's why there's content creators that tell people how to get the bag. It's because it's true. That's how society works. It still works on the man's social status reflects back onto the female status of how successful is the female. And that's why Looksmaxxing's a thing. So for me, in terms of Looksmaxxing, mine's going to be Softmaxxing, I guess. Diet and exercise, just making sure I'm presentable. I mean, if I'm going to be presenting videos all the time, I'm not going to be in the best clothes all the time. You know I'm broke. But just in general, it's what needs to happen. I'm not... Oh my God. Shall we just have a little rant about Botox and fillers? I cannot stand the wellness community saying that all their good looks is down to green juice and vitamin D and all of this when the face is clearly pumped with Botox and filler. And then they're crying that they have an autoimmune disease. It just makes me laugh so much. And all the anti-vaxxers saying, oh, don't take the jab, yet they have so much Botox in their face and so much filler and so much Ozempic. Just the whole hypocrisy of it just makes me laugh so much. So yeah, I won't be doing that because obviously I do look on camera and I have aged and I have fine lines now, and that's natural. And even when I'm on camera, my forehead crinkles and I notice it because I have to edit myself back and I notice how my face is changing, and I'm not going to be going down that rabbit hole. I really want to age as gracefully as I can and not fall prey to that because I just think it's sad. I think it's sad how women want to just look 20 years old all the time and they just can't be themselves. I find it so sad. Thanks for watching. See you later.